Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, April 25, 2025, are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans will see Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, learn Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard prognosis. Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous pulls a dirty move. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Quartermain, Amanda Seddon calls out Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang. Let's begin with Willow Tate Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, who has traveled to Germany. Willow shows up at the burn clinic and excitedly asks to see her husband, Michael Corinthos, last played by Chad Jewell. However, it is stated that Willow faces a roadblock. Of course, when Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, told Carly about Willow's plan, she took drastic action. Likely, Willow is going to be denied access to her husband. Back in Port Charles, Friday's episode will feature Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Bogano's finding Kristina Corinthos Davis's Kate Mansi commitment papers. Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grant decided against it last minute, but Diane Miller, Carolyn Hennessy, urged her to keep the papers just in case. Now Molly has discovered the papers. Molly tells Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, in a preview clip that she has to handle this immediately. A preview clip shows Kristina reading documents and muttering, "What the hell is this?" Sounds like Alexis is going to have some explaining to do. But so is Kristina if Molly ever finds out the reason the paperwork was drawn up in the first place. There is also Ava Jerome, Maura West, who tells Alexis that there needs to be a change in their payment arrangement. General Hospital spoilers for tomorrow reveal that Carly is alarmed when the medical team comes to talk to her. We know Sonny isn't getting killed off, but there is an attempt. However, just because Sonny survives doesn't mean there won't be any complications. At the hospital, Nina plays dirty. The blonde tells Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, that this is where she comes in. Will this plan help deal with Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, or could there be unforeseen consequences? Brooke Lynn calls out Lulu as Dante Falconeri. Dominic Zamprogna interrupts. Will Lulu and Brooke Lynn be forced to come clean about the adoption? There are only so many times one can cover. At some point, Dante will find out the truth about Giovanni, Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza. Port Charles is no stranger to chaos, but Friday's episode of General Hospital promises a seismic shift that will leave the town, and its residents, reeling. Loyalties will be tested, secrets will come to light, and one of Port Charles's most powerful men will find himself facing death. In an episode packed with high-stakes drama, the lives of the Corinthos family, and those in their orbit, will never be the same. Sonny battles for survival. Sonny Corinthos has faced countless threats over the years, but none quite like this. Friday opens in chaos, the lingering aftermath of a brutal ambush that left Sonny bleeding and unconscious in a warehouse just outside the city. A hit that was clearly premeditated, swift, and personal. Paramedics rush Sonny to GH, his condition critical. The camera pans across his face, ashen, battered, barely clinging to life. Carly and Ava arrive at the hospital within moments of each other, both visibly shaken, both desperate for answers. Though not allies, their shared concern for Sonny overrides past grievances. Carly, ever the fierce lioness, demands to know who did this and why. Ava, more guarded, says little, but her mind is spinning. The hospital staff works frantically to stabilize Sonny, but the outlook is grim. With every moment that passes, the threat of losing him becomes more real. And someone in Port Charles is celebrating. Dante suspicious, detective mode activated. Detective Dante Falconeri wastes no time springing into action. He stands over his father's hospital bed, watching the machines beep steadily, his jaw clenched in quiet fury. The violence was surgical. Someone knew where Sonny would be, when he'd be alone, and how to bypass his security. It wasn't just a random attack. It was an inside job. Dante pulls Brick aside. Tell me everything, he demands, not as a cop, but as a son. Brick's face is grim as he reveals that Sonny's crew has been under pressure for weeks. Territories challenged, shipments disrupted. All seemingly minor, until now. Someone's trying to dismantle Sonny's empire piece by piece, Brick mutters. This hit. It was the climax. Dante's suspicions grow as he reviews the footage, but it's what he doesn't see that bothers him. Someone made sure the security system was offline. Someone who had access. Later, Dante pays a visit to Dex Heller, Sonny's former enforcer turned freelance operator. Dex insists he had nothing to do with the hit, but there's a flicker in his eyes that gives Dante pause. Could Dex be lying to protect someone else? Nina's scheme unravels, or does it? Nina Reeves has always found herself entangled in messy webs of her own making, and this time is no different. As Sonny fights for his life, Nina is at the Metro Court, sipping a glass of wine she can't seem to enjoy. The call from Carly about Sonny's condition hits her like a brick wall. But something about her reaction doesn't sit right. There's guilt in her eyes, more than worry, more than fear. She whispers to herself, this wasn't supposed to happen. The viewers are clued in via flashback. A week ago, Nina met with a shady contact, trying to gain leverage on Ava and Carly. She never wanted Sonny hurt, but she did want him vulnerable. What she didn't expect was that her digging would open the door for someone far more dangerous. Now, Nina finds herself in the eye of a storm she helped create. If anyone finds out what she's done, it could cost her everything: Sonny's love, her marriage, and even her freedom. As Ava visits Sonny and brushes Nina off coldly, the frost in her tone is unmistakable. Nina asks, "What aren't you saying?" Ava stares at her and replies, "Let's just hope for your sake that no one ever finds out." Kristina devastated. The news of Sonny's ambush reaches Kristina at Charlie's pub. She drops a tray when she hears the words, her heart sinking into her stomach. Rushing to the hospital, she finds Molly and Alexis already there, trying to calm her down, but Kristina's unraveling. Her father, the man she just started to reconnect with, is lying on an operating table with a bullet wound close to his heart. "Why does this keep happening to us?" she sobs. "Every time I start to believe we can be a real family again, something like this rips us apart." Molly tries to be the voice of reason, but it's clear Kristina is spiraling. She blames herself for not calling Sonny the night before, for not telling him about her insecurities with the surrogacy, for not asking him to come by the pub for a drink like she'd planned. Alexis gently reminds her, "This wasn't your fault. Whoever did this wanted to destroy Sonny, and by extension, all of us." But Kristina's grief begins to morph into something else: rage. Rage at the people who keep dragging Sonny into danger. Rage at a world that never lets her family breathe. And under that, a dangerous resolve begins to build. Kristina might be about to go down a darker path, one where she's no longer just a passive bystander in the world of crime and secrets. One where she takes control. A storm on the horizon. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Valentine Cassadine watches the news unfold with calculating silence. He makes a call to someone off-screen. "It's done," he says simply. But is he involved, or just watching? Michael Corinthos, meanwhile, stands silently outside the OR. Willow joins him, placing a trembling hand in his. "Whatever happens," she says softly, "we face it together." But Michael's mind is already turning. He's thinking like a CEO again, a strategist. If Sonny falls, what happens to the Corinthos business? Who steps in? And how much will he have to protect his family from what's coming next? Friday's cliffhanger. As the episode draws to a close, the camera cuts between tense, emotional moments. Sonny flatlining on the operating table. Nina burning a file marked, "Confidential," in the fireplace. Dante staring at a blurry image from the warehouse security cam, a familiar silhouette just outside the building. Kristina staring into the mirror, her expression unreadable, then picking up her phone and dialing a number. Carly receiving an anonymous text. "You want to save him? Meet me at Pier 47. Come alone." The final shot is of Sonny's hand, limp and motionless, until his fingers twitch ever so slightly. Coming up next week on General Hospital. The fallout begins. As Sonny's life hangs in the balance, Port Charles begins to fracture. Friends become enemies, secrets explode, and one familiar face makes a shocking return. Don't miss what happens when the dark underbelly of the Corinthos legacy rises to the surface. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.